Hey guys, I've got many requests on Instagram to create a tutorial on this video I made about the realistic camera movement in 3ds Max and Corona. So let's get started. There are two ways to create a realistic camera movement. First of all, there's a software called CamTrackAR, which is a highly advanced software, and I'm not going to dive into that today. And the second version called CamTrackAR. This is an iOS app. Let me show you the website. This is the website of CamTrackAI, and basically all you do is you record a video using the software and it generates an FBX or Blender file or whatever file you need, and simply you hit import into 3ds Max and it creates the camera. Let's dive into the scene and see how it's made. All right, this is the scene that I made in 3ds Max. I did this for 3dverse.com as a marketing material. And it's pretty simple. The original project was made by Enzo Rosada. It's on Archidaily. So these are the real world images. I removed the woods. I tried to simplify it basically. And these are the renders in Corona and 3ds Max. If I go to C, hit C, and I go to camera, AR camera, Shift F, unhide all, and I hit play button here, when I hit the play button, you can see how I'm moving in the space, and it's very simple. Let me show you how. Once you download the CamTrackAR, it's a very simple user interface. In this video, I recorded my screen so you can see how it's made. Let me show you. So this is my iPhone screen recording, and as you can see, first of all I do is I move around, I move my camera so the software can recognize the walls and surfaces. Once it's done, I hit this left button to define the floor, and it turns orange. After that, all I need to do is to put a pivot there. Once that's done, I hit the record button on the right and I move in the space. Once I'm done, I just hit stop and I go to files and I send the files via Gmail or Telegram or WhatsApp to my PC, and that's it. Now let's go back to PC. Let me create a new file, guys, and import that camera. If you are using the paid version of the CamTrackAR, it will definitely gives you an FBX file as a camera. But if you are using the free version, it gives you the Blender file. So the workaround is there to import the camera into Blender and export the camera from the Blender as an FBX to use it in 3ds Max. But I have the paid version, so I will definitely use the FBX version first. All right, guys, simply I go to Files, I go to Import, and I choose my camera and hit OK. That's it. And here we go. We have the camera that I created today for you. The first thing to do is to check the scale. I put a box in here. I just check the height. It's 160 centimeters, which is right. And the next thing that I need to do, I need to be careful. You should never ever move the camera just by selecting the camera or rotating it. You should never do it. If you want to move your camera to put in a right position, you go to Helpers, Dummy, you create a dummy, Control E, Control I to select everything but the dummy, and link everything to the dummy. Now when I move the dummy, everything moves. If I rotate the dummy, it will rotate in the right way, and you will keep your camera animation in a proper way. Let me show you in the interior example. All right, guys, so in the scene, I deleted my old camera to show you how to import the new one here. Again, simply import camera example. Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see, the orientation of the camera is wrong. It's going through the wall somewhere here. I should never ever rotate it because the movement will not follow the rotation. So what I do again is I simply hit Alt Q, create a dummy, I select my camera, I link my camera to the dummy, I select the dummy, I, I go back into my view and I move dummy whatever I need, and the camera will follow it. That's why you should always link your camera to the dummy, even if you're going to scale it, rotate it, no matter what. So you see, it's, it's, it's pretty good. If you have a case that you need a longer distance to walk, or you have many rooms to enter, like I did in my video, the only thing is to find an outside place like a football field or a basketball field and try to recreate that motion in there. Fortunately, my living room was big enough that I could go from here to back to the bedroom, but in most cases you will have limitations, so just keep that in mind. All right, guys, so once your camera is set up, all you need to do is to go to render settings, scene, and first of all go to common, add the range from which range you want to render. So in my case it would be like somewhere 995 frames, so it would be from 0 to 995, and put a limit on one frame. I put a limit on 11 minutes for one frame, and you can imagine how long it took to render all these frames. It took around 7 days, if I'm correct. I don't remember. And once it's done, go to render output, put a file somewhere, and hit save, and that's it. Hit the render button and forget it. But it's going to take a very long time if you're rendering something with Corona. So just keep that in mind. It's obviously beautiful. The camera movement gives a hyper realism to the scene. Many people won't be able to differentiate whether it's real or not, but it takes very long time to render with Corona. So if you have any other questions, just let me down in the comments or send me a DM, and thank you very much.